Alright, this is Shurley Grammar, Chapter 10, Lesson 2. Let's finish going over the lesson for today. Identifying transitive and intransitive verbs for patterns 1 and 2. We've talked about transitive verbs. We have not mentioned intransitive verbs yet, so let's talk about this, okay? Verbs can be identified as either transitive or intransitive. A verb is intransitive if it shows action and does not have a direct object in the sentence. Verbs in pattern 1 sentences are intransitive because they do not transfer action to a direct object. Let's look at an example. Brad drove around the lake. Okay? Brad is your subject noun, drove is your verb. Around the lake is a prepositional phrase. All right, you do not have another noun that it is transferring the action to. So this is a pattern 1 sentence. So this verb drove is intransitive. Oops, sorry. Let's look at the next one. A verb is transitive if it shows action and has a direct object in the sentence. Verbs in pattern 2 sentences are transitive because they transfer an action from the subject to the direct object. Let's look at an example. Brad drove the boat around the lake. Brad is your subject noun. Drove is your verb. Drove what? He drove the boat. So this is going to be your direct object. So drove is a transitive verb. Around the lake is still a prepositional phrase. It's not part of the core. So this is a pattern 2 sentence. So let's review pattern 1 and pattern 2 sentences. Pattern 1 is SNV, that you can still use a subject pronoun. You can use a compound subject pronoun or a compound subject noun, but you must have a subject noun and a verb. It has a noun-verb core. Verbs in pattern 1 sentences are intransitive verbs because they do not have direct objects. Pattern 2 is subject noun, verb transitive, direct object. It has a noun, verb, noun core. Verbs in pattern 2 sentences are transitive verbs because they have direct objects. All right, let's look at your worksheet 36 for today. All right, exercise 1, you're going to classify each sentence. You are mixing pattern 1 and pattern 2 sentences here. You need to decide if it's a pattern 1 or pattern 2 sentence. Okay, you can come over here to look at this to help you. All right, exercise 2, list the nouns and noun jobs from sentence 3. If you want to draw an arrow up here. Okay, your noun jobs, subject noun, object of the preposition, direct object. Those are the only 3 noun jobs that we have. So you're going to list the noun job and then list the noun. Exercise 3, list the simple subject and the simple predicate for sentence 2 and exercise 1. If you want to come back up here and draw an arrow. Your simple subject is either your subject noun or your subject pronoun. If you have more than one, you need to list them both. Your simple predicate is your complete verb phrase. If you have a helping verb, you need to list the helping verb and your action verb. Okay, if you have more than one verb, you need to list them both. Down here, we're going to continue to practice. You're going to either write P1 for pattern 1 or P2 for pattern 2. All right, you can write out above these words to help classify them to see if you have a subject noun verb, or this could be a subject pronoun verb, or if you have a subject noun or subject pronoun, transitive verb, and direct object. All right, let's look at the back side of this. You're going to look at the sentence and answer all these questions according to the sentence. Are you and Helen painting that antique desk? All right. Excuse me. Once you finish this worksheet 36, you need to turn it in to me on Dropbox.